Okay, all you students, classes in session. I'm going to sell this for these the MTD and the Troybilt mowers. The larger, this is all for the 8526, and I believe the other one, the 8528, and that is the same. Or the one it's called the Storm and the Storm XP. I have the bearings, which is about half the cost of buying these gears with the bearings in them, because the gears don't go bad. So I have all the part numbers. I just prefer to sell it to people as a kit. Okay, so those big red MTDs with these gears right here. Okay, it's an induction drive. Okay, that's what it is. They call this a gear induction. Not reduction, gear induction. And this is your friend to getting them apart, because these bearings come out of these gears. So before I set you on a tripod over there, oh, and here's Mr. Carburetor from Mr. Barbecued Snowblower. Isn't that lovely? What 25, 30 bucks would have done for the guy? I have a little critter here. I don't know where he went to. Man, I can screw everything up today real easy, can't I? Well, let's see, maybe I got this thing backwards. As you can see, I'm a video amateur. I make everything harder than it has to be. Don't ask me how I do it or why. Well, we'll let it at this, okay? It won't fall off of there with me here. Hopefully my batteries will hold out. I don't know who the little bastard was that sent me the can of snakes, and this thing was in the top of it, jumped out. It was a cute joke. It was a good gag. Let's cover something else here with the snowblower debacle. I know I'm in sight here of the camera. This right here, it's scored. And I know the lighting's not the best, and this is all pitted, and so is this. They do sell a kit. It's almost 250 bucks with the shipping. You don't have to worry about it if you buy good quality bearings like I did. Really, for the little bit that you use it in a couple of hours, it's not going to hurt that. But getting those quality Koyo and the other type of bearings for that gear induction, that is a trick in itself. You really need to live near a big city and have people, like I'm in Speed and Performance. They know I race, because a lot of places they're just too busy to even deal with you retail at the counter. And it's why a lot of this stuff goes in a shit can, or it's out on the corner for $50 or out for garbage. Around here there's a big resale because people can repair them, but not everybody can repair these. You want to polish this as best you can. Clean it up. I'm even going to go, I'm going to call what it's blue light. It's called blue light, yeah, like blue light district. Okay, the blue light, it's a light bluing, and if you put it on heavy enough, it'll preserve the metal fairly well, that it isn't going to corrode right back up on you. Versus after that's on, then I throw what they like a gun oil, a permanent gun oil, that gun oil wax. That works. But don't do it while it's in the machine, that you get it on the plate and the pressure wheel. Just don't do that. So Mr. Snowblower, we'll go back together, and for $85 I can send you all those bearings at half the cost, because if you buy those gears, they're $140 some. Depends on if it's Amazon is really the only one that has them. Even eBay doesn't. And they're not a good quality. They're the same junk that was on the machine. And within 2-3 years of a new machine, just like mine has that same setup. So the other bearings are in the truck. I didn't want to get them confused with the customer. But this machine is getting the same issue. And I don't keep my stuff like junk. I told people the way I was like Earnhardt when I raced, old man. I couldn't afford to wreck nothing or treat it like garbage. That's why it's inside, not sitting outside there corroding and rusting up. But these machines, even at 2 years old, this was new in the box. 3 years ago I bought it. It was an 01, new in the crate. This was actually in a wooden crate. It had a cardboard box over it, but a crate platform on it. And I bought it for $200 at an auction. I think I told people that. And I put it all together, and 2 years later I'm getting the same problems that the machine out there had. So anyway, back up on the Mr. Tripod here. Toolbox is open, taps are out. I pounded on that wheel a little too hard, and the damn thing really, there we go. don't know why I have such a problem with these tripods. I mean, a $75 tripod, you figured that damn thing would work right. Nothing made in China is worth a shit. So, you'll get all 5 bearings from me for 85 bucks. The phone number was right there in the beginning of the video. I'll take you back over there to the workbench. And then I'm going to get busy putting this together. The other hot tip. This stuff should be polished. This can cut your finger up here. I deburred the lip a little bit. I'm sticking my finger and I'm rotating this. If you see the action, okay, honing on that is going to help the bearing slip in there, okay, and then it'll stay in place, okay, as the oil dries out. I put a thin layer of oil in this, and then I drive that down with the socket size I'm using is 11/16. The bearings that have to be driven in, an 11/16 socket. It's a Craftsman socket. Take my word for it, almost anything made can be fixed, but not everybody has the tools to get this stuff apart, and not everybody has a store. Like I said, there are other places around here. They don't know me from the racetrack, they don't know me from Adam, and they don't even want to know me. That's how busy they are. So they're not going to take the time to look up those bearings and stand, you know, while I'm standing there at the counter. Those places, they're serving industry around here, the mining industries, the manufacturing plants. They don't want to deal with you. And that's, like I said, half the time why this stuff ends up in the shit can is because they don't really have a retail space. Since they crushed the economy, they really don't have that older guy, the retired guy at the counter. They're paying him a couple bucks to supplement his pension, or he worked under the table. With all the way the laws and things and perversions that come about, people have really gotten hammered, and they're really getting the short end of the stick. So I'm an engineer. I figured it out, and I figured, other than trying to give you people part numbers which they can misinterpret, I noticed there's a couple places I won't walk in their place because they're so disorganized. It's such a freaking shit house. They don't know what they have, and it wastes half my day even standing there. It's not worth it even if they do have it. So I'd rather go to an upscale place. Maybe, you know, you think $85 is a lot of money. Hey, $140, all you get is those 2 gears. You don't get any of the other pieces, you know, like those other 2 bearings. So for 85 bucks, you guys are making out, at least for me. And whatever the shipping is, like $10 or whatever. So instead of throwing $175 or $200 at this damn thing, you can fix it. And as I said, that pitting and stuff that's on there, a lot of guys might worry about that. Don't, just try to sand it off the best you can or whatever, and the bearing will survive. And especially if you use a good grade grease. Use an industrial grease. I can't really specify because I have a dozen things here I can use. Find out whatever they recommend at the counter and buy it off of them. I'm sure they got a little tube of it. And lubricate everything after it's back together. Wipe that pressure plate off, the friction plate. Wipe all that stuff off. There's a lot of other videos with guys doing it, but not everybody goes in depth to show you the bearings and stuff on these MTD snowblowers. So, thanks guys, and thanks for the Christmas gag. And somebody, they sent me a picture of a plate of cookies and said, oh, the cookies are so good. Here's $20. A lot of it's coming without addresses on it. I got to watch what I'm opening, so it's the gag season. But the snakes, the can of snakes, I don't know what I did. I had them on the wash machine there, unless the cats got them and took them over. They probably thought they were their toys or whatever. Made in China, it probably smelled like home to them. So, and this thing ended up junk. Just so everybody knows, I made junk out of that. And I'll fix it. I'll weld a nut to it that I can use it. But don't make the mistake of throwing good equipment away. It can be fixed. Alright, I'll show you the other issues, and I'll show it to you running, because it also has the starter problem. I could probably get a used one down the road here off of my buddy Joe. So, thanks guys.